I want to, if depending on your comfort level, I want to talk a little bit about your diagnosis.
Okay.
To say, what did that journey look like for you, especially knowing you're still carrying a lot, like life doesn't stop when you're dealing with certain things. How did you navigate through that journey?
If I can truly be honest with you,
Problems may have us, but they sure can't stop us. We're doing the work, we're putting the time, changing one life at a time. This is the This Therapist Has Problems podcast show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back into my office. This is Natasha with This Therapist Has Problems podcast. I am so happy to be here today with our very first guest of the podcast. So, this is a very exciting
yay!
episode to say, hey, we are
Oh,
kicking it off. I have been like crushing out solo episodes, and I'm just like, I want
wow.
to hear other people's experiences, perspectives. So, I think it was definitely a God thing that you are the very first guest
Seriously,
this
I
podcast.
am truly honored. I didn't know that. See, you
Yes,
didn't share that with me ahead of
yes,
time.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
thank you. I am truly, truly honored to
Mm,
be a part, not just a part of it, amongst the first to make history. Okay, sis?
yes, yes, yes,
Thank you for allowing me in your space.
yes.
Thank you for just what you do. Thank you just for what you do in the community for helping our people. And I'm just excited to have a sister chat with you on
I'm
today.
so
Okay.
excited. Anyone who watches this podcast understands that the whole point of me creating this podcast was to give a peek behind the veil, to say, yes, I have the licenses, right? But understanding I'm still a human person and we all
Yeah.
go through a very human experience, and saying, how do we navigate through that, right? We can be experts on certain things, but that doesn't make us immune from life happening. So I want you to introduce yourself. Give us some background as far as what you do professionally and a little bit about kind of what led you into the work that you do.
I am TarNeisha A. Mukoko, CEO of Life with TarNeisha, where I literally do life with people. I am a certified life and mental health coach. I am a minister. I'm a community leader. I am a perinatal full spectrum doula. I am a mentor. I'm a mother of my son named MJ. I am a servant. I am a sister. I'm a daughter, and most importantly, I'm a daughter of God. You know, I currently work for. Not only do I have my small business life with Tarnisha, I currently work for TCU School of Medicine. I'm a maternal health community outreach coordinator. We specify with an iron supplement in helping pregnant women reduce the iron transfusion rate in our community around the DFW area. So literally what I've learned is my purpose is serving. Everything that I do, it has to be some part of serving, nurturing, or helping others succeed. Okay. I can say a lot of my background started with life experiences. I went to school to definitely be an educator. So I did, pursue 18 years in the education field. I was in higher education. I've worked in middle school, high school, elementary. I've done all aspects when it comes to education. And then there came a pivotal point in my life where there comes a time when you got to pivot. I know y'all know about these seasons, like God, oh, these shifts, these transitions, or He would use a circumstance, things happen, and you just have to get on board to what God has accept what God has allows. One of the things was a divorce that I went through. I've dealt with being diagnosed with mental health issues myself. So not only am I an advocate for mental health, I'm personally deal with it. I take medication. I see a therapist. I see a psychiatrist. And here in the Black community, like that's not kind of minute, but here lately, like it's not. It's okay not to be okay, and I feel like I know that God uses me and my experiences because I'm one of the ones that's like, hey, I'm not ashamed to talk about my story because the Bible tells us that we're overcome by the power of our testimony. And a lot of times, what I've learned is I'm not going through something for me. Yeah, God has used me as a vessel to go through it, but sometime in life, I'm going to use this, for something or
Mhm.
somebody. You get what I'm saying? If you stay in alignment with Him, does that make sense? So,
Exactly.
that's just kind of a brief about
Mhm.
my story and how I operate out here in the community and why I love what I do. It's just such a passion, but it's truly like ministry for me, sis. That's what it is.
And I will
Mhm.
say you can feel that even coming through the screen, that you're
Thank
so
you.
passionate about the work that you do, and you can tell you have a really beautiful spirit. And
Thank
I am
you.
like, okay, are we soul sisters? Because you're saying some of the same things that I've gone through, talking about life
Listen.
transitions. I'm like, okay, this is my second life. Okay, my second career start. I was in corporate for a very long
Come
time.
on.
God was like, okay, pivot, get back to your passion, get back to your
Yes.
purpose and kind of refocusing on, okay, what really matters and what is truly going to have a lasting impact, not just for me, but for other people's lives.
Come on.
And I
Yeah.
say the same thing that you said. I said, okay, God, I don't have to go through everything to be able to help people. But I feel like that. I'm like, okay, God, I'm going through this thing. Somebody is going to be
Yes.
blessed. So same thing, same path. I want to
Amen.
start off a little bit. I know that if you're on social media at all, we're in the certification wars. So tell us a little bit about how you went about becoming a certified life coach.
Well, there came a pivot in my life where I had went to school like to kind of get my principal certification, and then I ended up like kind of not wanting to do that. But for me, there was like no other level. I felt like I had done everything: the higher education, elementary, high school, and going to be a principal was like the next level for me. But there was something that happened to where I feel like I couldn't raise my son and then try to build a whole new school because that would have been something totally a heavy burden or weight to carry during that time or during that season. And honestly, I didn't feel mature enough to handle it. So I'm like, okay, God, well, what else can I do? And so I left, I pulled my retirement, and I went back to school. I went and got my life coach certification. I kind of like talked to a career coach, and you know how they kind of give you the assessments of like the things that you're passionate about. Like you go through all those things just to kind of see what careers that line up with you and how you took the test and things of that nature. So I already was a minister. I'm already like an educator, a nurturer. So life coach, was,
Mhm.
next in line. So I went through all the process to get certified. Then after that, I got a business coach and I like basically started a business with it. And in that business, the business has like excelled in itself because I started off just as a life coach. And in that, God used me in that season to help divorce women, to talk about that and like women in the church who like, had been divorced or had been going through things or just not ashamed of the things that I had been going through being a single mom, like in that season, what I was going through. And then as the season shifted, I began to add on to my business. So I was diagnosed with bipolar depression. And so I went back to school to
Mhm.
be a mental health coach, not only to help myself, but also to be an advocate. And to be an expert and a consultant to be able to help others, along the way. And then also, I was blessed with an opportunity to get a doula scholarship. And so now I'm a full spectrum doula. And so I work with pregnant mothers in the maternal health world. And so I've added that, to my business as well. Like I said, I'm a minister. I host different community events. I like women empowerment. I just spoke in Belgium, so I'm
Oh,
considered an international speaker
okay.
now. So I'm just passionate about being a vessel for God. I'm passionate about serving others, and I'm just passionate about like Giving God my yes, because sometimes that ain't easy, sis.
Mhm,
Let's just talk about that.
mhm.
Because and I know I'm talking like maybe like all this is good, but like no, it be a struggle
It's
because the
really hard.
encourager needs to be encouraged too. Because although we help and people pull on us and do things, like I was just telling somebody, like sometimes I just get tired of thinking for myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm a single mom, whatever, and I desire to be married, but that's not my season right now. So
Mhm.
I'm just enduring where God has. And so in that, I'm just building, my business and continuing to serve where He allows me to. But sometimes it's like sis, I'm tired of thinking for myself. Like I think for the house, I think for the business, I think for my son, I think for me. Like, can somebody just kind of carry this weight, a
And it
little bit,
seems like
for me?
there's so
Like,
many avenues of your life where you're
yes.
pouring out into other people. I wanna if and depending on your comfort level, I wanna talk a little bit about your diagnosis.
Okay.
To say, what did that journey look like for you? Especially knowing you're still carrying a lot, like, life doesn't stop when you're dealing with certain things. How did you navigate through that journey?
If I can truly be honest with you, I give a lot of credit, a lot of love, a lot of honor, a lot of respect to my coach, my Dr. Sis, my
Mhm.
spiritual mom. Her name is Dr. Marisha Sherman. And I was going through her intimate altar wellness program. And one of the things that she did, she kind of like broke down different things that I had dealt with. She dealt with different pillars in my life, and one of them consisted of like different cycles, different things that I had been through, and maybe I had heard it before, but never really received it from anybody else. Like maybe I needed to get diagnosed, or maybe I had some kind of mental health issue, but it was never received. But in that moment, in that time, in that season, when it came from her, and I was obedient. So I went and I got tested through a psychiatrist and things of that nature. Went through all the process. It may have took about four to 6 weeks or something like that for the whole process. I was diagnosed. I began to kind of take medication. I believe there are moments when I could just call her, or just we would have sessions and I would just sit and cry because, for one, it was like it took me through all kind of emotions, because I'm like, well, I'm a person who is supposed to help people, and I have like this stain on me, or this something on me that people aren't going to want to work with me because I'm diagnosed with this, or they may think I'm crazy, or I'm not capable enough to help them through. So it was like an inner me battle that I was dealing with. And the way that she just nurtured me and carried me and walked me through it. And to this day, like I am still like a part of Dr.
Right.
This circle right now. She has a women's mentor group, ministry group called Daughter Fire. And I make sure that God has truly connected me to her. I'm like, girl, you stuck with me forever. Okay. Like God has truly assigned me to you, because the it was a pivotal part of my life where there just took just a shift, and God truly used her like as a vessel, and I'm grateful for her like too as well.
You would have
Because so
some.
let's just say during times that community is important, like
Mhm,
definitely
mhm,
honesty, is important, but also being assigned to the right person, because
mhm,
everybody's not our assignment, and you have to understand that
mhm.
like too as well.
Yeah. I'm very curious. You said something really important, which is again, the whole purpose of why I'm doing this. A lot of times there is this big misconception that if you are not perfect, then you are not equipped to help other people. And that is just not factual. To say that we being helpers professionally, me being helpers spiritually, it doesn't make us immune from life happening, and it doesn't disqualify us from our areas of expertise. To say,
Right.
just because you have certifications and you're called to do these things doesn't take your humanity off of the table.
Okay, and I mean, I ain't gonna go through I don't struggle too, sis, okay? Life be
Mhm.
lifing over here too, okay? It's
Mhm.
the truth, like
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
yeah,
that
it's
people, I think sometimes we make being in the helping profession very sterile environment. And it's like, oh, well, I'm going to this expert and they are perfect. But I think it's saying, well, how do we help people if we don't understand what their experiences look like? How do we show up for people when we don't know what pain and hurt and disappointment looks like? It's like we speak from it because we've been through it and we can show you what it looks like to navigate through those
right.
things and come out on
Like
the other side.
what better person to help you through it? Does that make sense? So, yep, I
And I
agree,
do
sis.
agree with what you said to say a lot of times we have to be positioned around the right people. So
Right.
anyone who's out there looking for support, who have been struggling to say, okay, maybe they feel like something's going on. It's saying not everyone is your person, but when you
Yes.
find your person, know that it's time to pour into yourself to get the help and support you need.
Baby, it's time for change to
Yeah.
take place, okay? Playtime's over, all right?
Tell me a little bit about what led you to go the doula route and what has that journey been like for you?
Oh, wow, sis. Honestly, I was connected to an organization that was giving away scholarships, and somebody recommended me for the scholarship, so I applied for the scholarship, and I got it. And so in my mind, I'm like, well, I don't want to deliver no babies, like
You're like,
deliver no
"Nah, I
babies.
don't
I
wanna
don't
do
think
that."
that's my thing, So that was my mindset kind of going in, but it didn't tear me away from it. You
Okay.
know how you always have your first impression or your first thought,
Mhm.
but in going to the classes and just learning the in depth about it and the history from it, because if you want to be honest, go back.
Yeah,
Back in the day, this is what we had. We didn't have
yeah.
no hospitals, no nothing
Mhm.
like that. They were called midwives, but doulas are still a form of support. We just can't actually deliver the
Mhm.
babies like,
Mhm.
a doctor can or a certified midwife can. But as far as the support,
Mhm.
emotional, physical, like all the things that a mother and her family would need is a doula aspect. So in learning that and learning the ministry aspect behind it, because that's God in it, and then birth, that's God in itself. When miscarriages, stillborns, that they need comfort and things of that nature. Postpartum, it's another form of mental health,
Yeah.
but it's in a maternal health
Mhm.
aspect too. So
Mhm.
I can speak to both of the aspects when it comes to the mental health and the maternal health by being a doula. So it just is, it's me all over. Okay.
Love that. One thing
And
you
I didn't
said.
realize that until stepping into it and God, the Holy
Open your
Spirit
eyes.
manifested it
Mhm.
to me. I saw the oil in it. It's like there's anointing. You're anointed to do this in this season. And so he truly has blessed me in it, in doing it. So
I wanna call out something you said I think is an important note for people. Sometimes we have to be willing to do things uncertain. Do things a little curious but unsure. To say,
right, girl, I could have
"Just
missed out on
try
my
it."
blessing if I would have been like, no, didn't apply or whatever. But it was truly an avenue, and God just aligned it. He
Yeah.
just all he wanted was my yes. And once I got that yes and the door open, the rest was history, sis.
Yeah,
So you're
people don't
absolutely
because
right.
a lot of times we're positioned in places we don't truly understand the end result or the full why behind it. But it's like, okay, God, you're presenting this opportunity. I'm going to say yes and see what happens. And I
Come
think
on, this
a lot of
work.
times we eliminate ourselves from what could be
Mm-mm.
possible because we're afraid or we're hesitant or something you wouldn't normally do. And it's saying, either you'll love it or you'll not and have a certification.
Amen.
Like, it'll be okay.
Amen. But it also like ties into like our faith or lack
Yeah,
thereof. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because we have to understand there's levels to faith like
Mhm.
too as well. And what I've learned in my life is that God will take me to through a circumstance to stretch that faith. It's like, okay, I know you see what's going on, but do you still trust me even in this? Do you still still honor me even in this? Will you still say yes? Will you still do what I told you to do? Will you still go where I told you to go? Even in that. So,
I think that's so beautiful. I want to talk, and I know this week is Maternal Mental Health Month. We're in Minority Mental Health
yes,
Month.
it is.
Help
Yes.
us understand a little bit more about the doula's role and especially being able to recognize, help aid people as they're navigating through being moms as well as navigating through postpartum depression.
Well, like I said, the good aspect about being a doula is that we're just flexible depending on whatever the mom and the family needs. Okay.
Mhm.
And especially when it comes to postpartum and mental health, we really kind of don't play about that because if you're not okay, nothing in your life is okay. That baby's not going to be okay. Your husband, the rest of your family, your work, if you're working, like everything in your life is going to be in chaos because you're not okay. So what we try to do is first off figure out like the roots of the problem, like her symptoms, what she's feeling, like maybe different triggers of why she's feeling this way. But then also talk about like some positive aspect, like what are some things that you like to do? What are some things you like to eat? What are some things that make you happy? Who are some people that make you smile? What are some things that you feel like will bring you joy? And kind of put together a plan for her. Because at the end of the day, we can be there for you like you know, amount of time, however long that you would allow us to. But at the end of the day, there you're gonna have to be by yourself. So learning to implement these plans and to do what's best for you, being intentional about your health and your postpartum health, but also being knowing that it's okay not to be okay. These are symptoms that takes place after birth. And it's
Mhm.
completely normal. It's your hormones. They're all over the place. You just had a baby. Yes, this is normal. Okay. So calm down. Let me see how I can help you. Like,
Mhm.
and majority of the times, um, it could be me going to babysit the baby while mom sleeps. It could be more going on a grocery run because you can't go to the grocery store. You don't feel like going to the grocery store. It could be me meal prepping because you can't cook during it. It's really like I said, I love it. It just depends on what the family needs and what they want. And so, like, doulas are open for
Mhm.
opportunity and just there to support wherever it may needs. And that's what I loved about it too. It's like, let me serve you in whatever capacity that you may need. It's nothing the same for each family that I've had. And I love that too. And just learning the different aspects and just working with different cultures, too, as well. I don't just work in the Black. Although I do highlight the Black maternal health since there has been different things in the world that has taken place, concerning that. But I work with all different cultures, and I've just learning the different backgrounds and helping them and serving them in the capacity that's needed too as well.
Yeah, I think it's such a critical need to be met. So a lot of times, especially being a mom, a lot of times after you have a baby, it's all about the baby. It's like
Girl,
who's looking out for the mom and making sure the mom is okay? Who's
exactly.
checking in with the mom to say, okay, how are you feeling? How are you doing? What do you need for support? And saying,
Mhm.
yes, if she's able to get the support that she needs, then she's better equipped to show up as a mom to that baby. So I think
Correct.
especially us, we have to take more control of our health overall, but especially when it comes to moms, because we're seeing that mortality rate, it does not look good. So
Um,
making sure
that
you
part.
have someone who has your best interest in mind, who's keeping an eye on you to make sure you're okay, while also making sure your baby is okay. So it's super,
Absolutely.
super important.
But also, what I want to highlight, Natasha, is that dads need doulas too. So,
Say more about that.
yeah. So I work with a company called Not Fathers of Pride, and they actually work with doula dads, right?
Okay.
And so in their aspect, it's like you don't understand that dads go through postpartum too. Like who has to kind of carry majority of the weight of the household when mom is down, taking care of the baby and things of that nature. Do people check on them, ask them how they're doing or what they need or how's their mental, and things of that nature.
Love
Because in
that.
dealing with someone who's hormonal, I can just tell, the different aspects of things that may take place, and they may take a lot,
Yeah.
on. So it's like, who's checking on them and asking them, are they okay? And I was like, you know what, you're right.
Mm,
But then also the aspect of there's teenagers that are having babies too,
mm,
and
mm.
dads that, you know, um, are 16, 17, 18 years old, don't barely understand the aspect of adulthood and trying to be a father,
Mm,
and he
mm,
basically mentors them and
mm.
helps them of that nature. His name is Dr. Johnny Muhammad, and
Okay.
Mr. Aaron Fields is their
Okay.
company, Fathers with Pride.
I
So, yes.
love that. That is
Mhm.
and that's something like I said that people don't know even exists, but it's real to say dads definitely need support as well. So a lot of
Correct.
times they're like, I don't know what to do. I got a
Exactly.
woman over here who's hormonal. I got a baby over here who's crying.
They listen, they about to go crazy too. And they're like, who
Yes.
checking on them?
Mhm.
So
I
yeah, that
love
was a good
that.
aspect. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me for you, what do you feel people understood more about the work that you do?
People understood more. Kind of what do you mean by that? Like,
As far as saying, okay, even about your purpose, your mission to say, is it that you want people to be able to better take care of themselves, to prioritize themselves? What's the overarching goal that you feel you want people to understand about the work that you do?
I would kind of say like one of my mottos is in order for your circumstances to change, you must first change. Like
Mhm.
a lot of times we want things in our life to change, but at the end of the day, it points back to us. Like we're the main character, we're the main
Mhm.
prospect, we're the main thing that actually has to take place or actually has to change or actually have to make some kind of shift or transformation in order for different things to happen in our life. It all depends on us.
Yeah.
How we
That
think,
sounds
how
good.
we move, things we say, people we hang around, the things we do, the things we don't do, lack thereof. Yeah,
Yeah.
a
I
lot.
think that's so critical, especially in the work that we do, to say a lot of times people come and yes, you have trauma, you've experienced things in your past, but not everything can be, hey, this person did this to me, or I'm like this because
Mhm.
of that person. It's saying at some
Hello?
point, you have to acknowledge those things. Yes, you can heal from those things. Yes. But you also have to decide, okay, now it's time for me to take control of what I want my
Yes.
life to look like and choose
Mhm.
to move forward.
It's I'm like, it's time to put your big girl panties on, okay? It's
Mhm.
time to mature at
Yeah,
the end of the day. You can't be the victim forever.
yeah.
So,
I love that. Tell me for
mhm.
you, what do you hope overall that people take away from this conversation we've had today?
um, to don't judge us, okay? The
Mhm.
encourager needs to be encouraged too. Don't be afraid to seek help. It's okay not to be okay. Um, get in the right community. And know that you were made on purpose for a purpose and to tap into the purpose.
I love that. I love that. I think
Yeah.
for you, just understanding more about there's so many people in this world who have passion, purpose,
Mhm.
gifts, and it's saying the world would be a better place if we all allowed ourselves permission to walk in those things and do the things that
Mhm.
we're called to do. And sometimes that takes taking a leap of faith. It takes being able
Amen.
to take some risk in putting yourself out there, but understanding you don't have to do that by yourself.
Come
There's
on.
people who are willing to walk with you on this journey, saying, okay, we are breaking generational curses. We're doing things we haven't seen done before, but
Come
someone has to
on.
do
That part.
it.
That part right there, sis. Yes,
Someone
that's
has
what
to
we out
be
here
willing to
doing.
do it first. So knowing it's important for you to identify, okay, who do I want to be in my
Yes.
system? It's not always the people you were born with, raised with, live with, saying you have to find exactly who was called into your life to make you the person you were called to be. Yes. I so appreciate you for having this conversation with me. I can just feel your spirit to say, okay, I know that you touch so many people's lives and you pour out so much into other people. Tell people,
Yes.
how can people find you? How can people look for you?
Hey, you can find me on my website at www.lifewithtarnisha.com or on FB or IG social platform at lifewithtarnisha.com or LinkedIn at TarNeisha A. Mukoko.
Perfect. And
Yep.
we will link all your information in the description of the podcast. I appreciate you. I know that today has not been the best day, but I appreciate you for carving this time out to have this conversation. I am praying for your overall well being.
Thank
And I
you.
appreciate you for taking out this time. Now it's time for you to pour back into yourself, unwind and relax for tonight. Thank you. And I will update you on everything once things go live. I appreciate you for taking this time. Thank you all for stepping into my office, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
We're doing the work, we're putting the time, changing one life at a time. This is the This Therapist Has Problems podcast show. Ooh.